Hello guys, this is Chuo Denis, also known as the Agricultural Eagle. Welcome to Golden Arable Farms. So today, I want us to look at yam propagation. What is the meaning of propagation? People might be confused what is the meaning of propagation. It's not just a big word. Propagation means multiplication. So I want to look at how we can take a tuber of yam of this nature to have 20 25, 30 seeds or seedlings from such a tuber. Now, to do that, we are going to involve a couple of steps in this production or in this multiplication process. So the first step you need to do is dormancy breakage. You need to break dormancy. You can bear with me that this yam, when you harvested this yam, it was not like this. This yam, after harvesting, it was not like this. You realize that after a period of time, sprouting has taken place. So the process whereby uh, sprouting is delayed in a tuber of yam is called dormancy. Now, during harvesting, after harvesting, a tuber of yam like this will take 3 to 4 months to break dormancy. And the process of dormancy breaking can be hazed by doing what? By taking a healthy physiologically mature tuber and putting it in a damped environment. In this damped environment, conditions favorable for it to break dormancy is going to take place. So much that a tuber like this is going to sprout. When it is sprouted, it means that the cells for activation, the cell for germination will be activated in the whole tuber. You can look at, if you look at this tuber, you realize that all of it here, they are cells. All of it is going to produce sprout upon this body. Are we together? It's going to produce sprout on the whole this body. All the tubers here, you see that all of them are broken dormancy. All of them have sprouting points. All of them have sprouts. All the tubers on this platform, on this cutting surface, they have it. So you need to break dormancy. If you take a tuber that dormancy has not been broken, you are wasting your time. Taking it and putting it in the propagator, everything is going to decay. So the first step you need to do in yam propagation is to break dormancy. It's very, very important. You must break dormancy. Without dormancy breaking, it means that you are just wasting your time. You're wasting time, you're wasting resources, and all the resources put in place will be wasted for nothing. So what you need to do is make sure that you break your dormancy. Either you are using, this is Calabar yam, this is what we call white yam. So this is white yam. Now, for other varieties of yam, you are going to follow the same procedure. Be it Ghana yam, be it yellow yam, be it water yam, be it other varieties of yam, you follow the same procedure. Make sure that you break dormancy. Okay, after dormancy breaking, what do you do? There is a second step that needs to be involved, and this step is you need to cut your tubers into mini sets. And for you to cut tubers into mini sets, what do? You need a cutting surface. Now, this is my cutting platform. I've mounted my tubers here on this cutting platform. You see this surface, I make it is smooth. It's not supposed to be rough, because when this surface is rough, it's going to affect this board. It's going to affect this board. It's going to affect this board that's going to germinate into a healthy seed. You can realize, you can see a numerous of them here, because cells for growth are concentrated around the tip. So a tuber like this has three regions. You have the head region, you have the middle, you have the tail. So the meristematic cell for growth, they are concentrated at the head region. And it decreases as you descend from the head to the middle. There are more here. As you go, you are decreasing right up to the bottom. Why? On the other hand, it increases from the tail going top. So that is what you need to notice. So during yam propagation, you are cutting the surfaces. You make sure that for more business purposes, you divide your tuber into three different sections. You have the tail, you have the head, and you have the middle region. So we are going to need a cutting surface. So we need a cutting surface. These are our curtains. This cutting surface, I've prepared them. Now, what am I going to do with my cutting surface? I will take and what are the size of mini set that I'm going to cut? That is another problem. Now, I have proven, or in other practical or trainings that I've done, on-site training, I make you to understand that set of this nature, how are you going to cut them? Now, each length of a mini set is supposed to be 6 centimeters. Now, my finger, I measure my finger, it is 6 centimeters long. So I'm just going to measure like this. I measure, then I cut. Your knife must be sharp. So I measure like this is 6 centimeters long. Now I'll cut like this. After cutting, I measure again, I cut. Hope you follow. I measure again. So this one, no need for me to cut. Now I'm going to cut another horizontal or perpendicular cutting. I'll cut like this. Cut. You see this surface? Now I'm going to cut again. So you see that this one, it's okay. This one is okay. This one is okay. It's going to emerge into a tuber. So I put it. I'll just keep at the side. I take this same side. I cut. I keep. I continue the cutting. I cut. So here, the same thing. I cut. So you continue the process. Please don't forget you measure. Remember 6 centimeters. Good. So these are effects of nematodes. So you see this brown spots on the tuber, you need to be very careful. So this brown spot need to be eliminated. That is why we have our product for treatment. You have your 5-star product here. This is a nematicide. This is a fungicide. You have a fungicide here. 5-star, a rainbow product, very effective. You have another product here. You have Colam. This is an insecticide. You have Abamed. Abamed here is a combination of acaricide and nematicide property. So you are going to combine these 3 products. You have an acaricide, you have nematicide, you have insecticide, and you have a fungicide, both contact and systemic. So you are going to use to treat, to handle such an effect. But before going to the chemical treatment, which you are going to talk about that, let's first of all look at the mechanical treatment or the physical treatment of our plants. So how do we do this? We are going to eliminate this black spot or this brown spot to make sure that this tuber, during in the propagation stage, it should not be affected. Because if you allow this stuff, you're going to multiply nematode instead of multiplying YAM cells. So you are going to eliminate this stuff. We'll eliminate this stuff. We eliminate them. You can keep it, you eliminate and keep there. So we'll eliminate this brown spot. We eliminate. See that this one is really bad. So this one we are going to discard it. This one will be discarded. So you continue with our production, continue with our cutting, continue our cutting, our cutting continues. Good. So are we there? So continue with our cutting. You see, the same effect. This one, make sure that we do our proper treatment. Please, for demonstration purpose, this is intentional. It is intentionally done. You don't take a tuber when you go to the market. Please, to buy tuber for your propagation, you have to be very careful. You have to search the kind of tuber that you buy. Not every tuber is good for propagation. Take note. Just from the surfaces, you see that this one has there's a lot of, from here, this tuber is diseased. Looking at this tuber, it is diseased. Look at it, it is diseased. So you must be very careful the way you select tubers during propagation. Going to the market, I intentionally did this one to show you I selected this tuber to show you some of the lapses that people have. You buy a tuber, you want to propagate, you take it to the propagator, you want to realize everything is getting bad, everything is getting decayed. So why? Because of the tuber, because of the parent material, because of the foundation stock for a healthy seedling has an issue. So you must overcome all these lapses for us to ensure a healthy plant, a healthy yam seed or yam mini set or a yam set. It's very important to put all these constraints into consideration. All these lapses is very important. So make sure that we take a healthy tuber of yam that is free from nematode, that is free from bruises, that is free from scale insect, that is free from other things that cause to post-harvest, that cause to losses. Is very important. Please take note. So our cutting continue. Cutting demonstrated. After doing our cutting like this, you can see the cut surfaces. You can see how they are. So this is another diseased section. I'm going to eliminate this. This has been eliminated. I'm going to cut this one again. So this is, look at another surface. I said I brought this intentional for you to understand that there are many plants or yam tubers that are not healthy in the market. This is because farmers don't have the technicalities. Some farmers don't have the technicalities of handling such production, handling yam production. So most of the time they multiply nematode. Most of the time they multiply scale insect. Most of the time the yam weevil is there to do a lot of destruction. So it's because farmers are not being given the right knowledge in order to handle this. They face a lot of issues. So they harvest yam and they take it to the market. People buy yam that have been infested with nematode, with scale insect, with beetles, and all the other things you can call them. So it's very disadvantageous. It's very important for you to look for a healthy tuber. So that is why I brought these two tubers so that you see the issues that are undergoing with things like this. So we have talked about breaking dormancy, taking a tuber that are not yet broken dormancy, putting it in a damp environment. It will sprout. After sprouting, you can now create a cutting surface. It can be a clean table. You put cloth on it to reduce friction for affecting the sprouted point. So this is the step for, we have talked about two steps. That is breaking dormancy, cutting, and using your cutting surface. So after this, let's also go now to the next step, which is chemical treatment.